Welcome back. I'm Kylie Miller, and for your Thursday morning, we are going extreme with this pumpkin that you see in front of us. So joining me is Anna Sterner, Director of Programs with Michigan Science Center. And thank you so much for being here, Anna. So talk about what you're going to be demonstrating for us today, because you're taking pumpkin carving to a whole new level.
Yeah, we can't just carve pumpkins like normal people might. We have to carve them with a scientific twist at the Michigan Science Center. It's one of our favorite times of year because we get to pull out some really cool, creepy, spooky, Halloween-themed chemistry activities at the Science Center and do some also fun programs as well.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't love fall? I mean, you can carve a pumpkin, you get your pumpkin seeds out of it, and then you can do a really cool, fun experiment with it too that you're going to be showing us, right?
Yes, so we're gonna fill this pumpkin with a chemical reaction that people may have heard of before. It's one called elephant toothpaste, or maybe we should call it pumpkin toothpaste, and we're gonna find out why. So inside this flask right here, I've poured a really strong chemical. That is hydrogen peroxide.
Safety glasses on.
Perfect. Yes, because this is not the kind of peroxide that you can just buy at the grocery store or at the pharmacy, the kind that you maybe put on your cuts and scrapes to clean them. This stuff is much stronger. If you've used it before, what does it feel like when you put it on, like a cut or a scrape?
I mean, it definitely bubbles up and it burns, it stings.
Yeah, it burns and stings. So that stuff is safe to put on your cuts and scrapes. It's about 2% hydrogen peroxide, but this hydrogen peroxide that I brought with me is about 35%. So much stronger, a little bit more dangerous, which is why we have on our safety equipment, our goggles and our gloves and everything like that. But hydrogen peroxide has the chemical formula of H2O2, which sounds a lot like H2O. Are we familiar with H2O?
Water.
Water, right? Water's everywhere. But hydrogen peroxide is not. It doesn't exist in nature. You have to make it in a lab by adding on that extra oxygen atom. But it's highly unstable. The reason we keep it in these brown bottles at home is because we want to keep the sunlight out. Sunlight, heat, all sorts of other things can cause this peroxide to break back down, turn into water, and just kick off that extra oxygen that we worked really hard to put on there. But for this reaction, we want that to happen. We want it to break down. So we're going to start adding some other ingredients and see how we can set that reaction off. So you can add my first ingredient here. Would you like to take the cap off our food coloring there and just add a big squirt or quite a few drops into there? I think chemistry is way more fun when it is colorful, but I'm not seeing that really famous elephant toothpaste reaction. How about you?
No, nothing yet.
No bubbles, no big reactions.
Nothing's happening, just blue.
Yeah, so this was an example of a chemical change. We maybe changed the color, but we didn't really change the molecules inside. So let's try the dish soap because we're looking for soap bubbles. So why not add that? Add a big squirt in there because the more soap we add, hopefully the bigger our reaction will be. And what do we notice? Any big bubbles going on?
Nothing really happening yet.
Nothing really going on. So I'm going to give it a swirl, and that doesn't seem to set it off early either. So we must need one more ingredient. Now, so far we've changed the color. We've given it a little bit of soap so that will capture some of those bubbles as they're released. But the last thing we're going to add is this ingredient right here. This is potassium iodide. Potassium iodide is a special kind of salt, and this salt is going to act as a catalyst, meaning it's going to speed up this chemical reaction, and we're going to kick those oxygen molecules off. We're going to kick them off so quickly that it's going to fill all these bubbles, and we're just going to trap that inside the pumpkin and see what we get. Are you ready?
I'm excited.
Do you want to give us a countdown?
This is going to be a lot of fun. Yeah. 3, 2, 1. And let's wait for the bubbles to happen.
Go ahead and twist my lid here.
Oh, there they go.
And
that's so fun.
So we've created a pumpkin toothpaste, an oozy, spooky pumpkin. Did you notice any steam coming off here?
Yeah, I mean, I can still see a little bit happening right now.
Yeah, and if you put your arms over this, you'll notice it's really warm. So we also
it is warm.
Yeah, so we like to call this an exothermic reaction, meaning that when those oxygen molecules are kicked off, it actually releases heat as part of the process, so it feels warm when all that heat is let go.
Oh my goodness, that is so much fun. And you have more of these fun experience with the pumpkins on your Echo show, right? Echo Live?
We do, yeah. Visit the Michigan Science Center's YouTube channel or our website, and you can see all the different ways we've carved pumpkins over the years, from exploding them to throwing them off the roof to doing elephant toothpaste and things like this.
You are just so creative. I mean, this is so much fun. So what do you do after with it now? I mean, is it over with? Do you clean it up? How does it work?
It's just soap bubbles.
Decoration now?
You might notice that it still smells really nice, and so this is still a totally usable pumpkin. I could definitely do this experiment again. I have more ingredients. For this one, I might just take it home, rinse it off, and put it on my porch so that I have a science pumpkin on display.
There you go, and Halloween is right around the corner. And speaking of Halloween, there's a really fun event that you guys are hosting at the Michigan Science Center tomorrow, right?
There is. We are having a trunk or treat in the Michigan Science Center parking lot at 6 p.m. So it runs from 6 to 8. Tickets are sold out on our website, but it is still welcome for people to come on by. We have lots of candy. We've got Halloween science activities like making slime. It's really fun for the whole family, and we'd love to see you there.
Oh, that's awesome. And then along the way, you can learn a little bit of science too.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you, Anna, so much for being here with us this morning. This was so much fun. I mean, I don't want to touch it, but it looks so cool. Can I touch it?
Yeah,
Is it gonna?
Yeah.
All right.
You've got your gloves on.
Oh, this is fun. Oh, it's still warm too. That's so interesting.